Hi, I'm John Hornick. Welcome to my Smoked Stuff series. This lesson is St. Louis style smoked pork spare ribs. Spare ribs are longer and straighter and sometimes fattier than baby back ribs and come from a different part of the hog. I have other lessons on smoking baby back ribs. Some people like spare ribs and some people like baby backs. I like both. Spare ribs need more cooking time than baby backs, but baby backs can be cooked for as long as spare ribs. So it really comes down to what you like. I think you'll like these ribs. So let's start cooking. Okay, now we're going to prepare the ribs and marinate them, all right? And I'm going to cut the slab of ribs in half. Why? Because it makes it easier to manage them that way, all right? And there's a membrane on the bottom of the ribs. A lot of people pull this off. I usually don't. I just don't think it's necessary. Then what I'm going to do, we're going to transfer the ribs to a bag. So I have a marinating bag already set up here on my handy dandy bag filler. I'm going to put the ribs into the bag. And then I'm going to pour in the marinade. Now what is the marinade? In this case, I'm just using a can of ginger ale. Some people use root beer. Some people use Coca-Cola. Some people use a mixture of them. Some people use a marinade that they put together, okay? I think I have a couple of general purpose marinades in separate lessons. What's important is the sugar and the acid, right? So there's some acid, usually in the form of citrus, in sodas, and also the sugar, and that's important for the marinating. Okay, then we're gonna seal up the bag, and we're gonna put it into a baking pan. Why are we doing that? In case the bag leaks. I'm gonna try to get get some air out of this bag. The bag does seem to be leaking a little bit, which is why we use a baking pan, okay? Put it into the pan, and we're gonna let it marinate in the fridge for at least 3 or 4 hours, preferably overnight. So, into the fridge. Okay, I have taken the ribs out of the marinade and I've put them into my smoking pan. My marinade was just some ginger ale. If you're using something thicker, wipe off the excess so that it doesn't burn, okay? Now's the time to heat your smoker, 275 degrees. We eat around 8 p.m., so I actually started the smoker at 1:30 p.m. We're gonna start smoking at 2 to serve at 8. All right, now what we're gonna do is put some rub on these bad boys. And I'm using my anything rub, which I have a separate lesson on making that. And I'm just gonna do both sides and pat it in. Okay, our smoker is up to temperature. We're going to put this into the smoker with the bone side, the kind of the fat side down, meat side up. Okay, we're going to smoke it uncovered for 3 hours with your choice of whatever wood chips you want to use to provide the smoke. Sometimes I just put it in the smoker without the wood chips because there's enough residual smokiness in there that I get some smokiness without too much. Depends on what you're going for. If you want them really smoky, use some wood chips now, smoke them for 3 hours uncovered, and then brush them with the juices that accumulate in the pan every hour. Okay, the ribs have been smoking for an hour. Now we're going to just brush them with the pan juices. Okay, now let's put this back into the smoker for another hour, then we're going to do the same thing. Okay, it's been 2 hours. These are starting to look really good. What we're going to do is brush them with the pan juices again, and then put them back into the smoker for another hour. Okay, it's the end of the 3rd hour. We're going to baste again, and then we're going to add pineapple juice, cover it, and put it back in the smoker for 2 hours. Okay, now I have here a 6-ounce can of pineapple juice. which is actually probably more than we need for this amount of ribs. I'm going to use, oh, it's probably about half the can, maybe just slightly more. Okay. Then we're going to cover it with foil. And back into the smoker for 2 hours. Okay, it's been 2 hours. Let's uncover. Oh, baby, hot, 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 hot. Oh, they're looking beautiful. Okay, now what we're gonna do is glaze them with a sauce, okay? You can use any barbecue sauce you want. I'm using my killer cherry sauce. I have a separate lesson on making that. But any sauce that you choose will be good. You can also use the fond from a time when you've done this before. What's fond? Fond is the flavorful liquid that's left after you've braised something. And I have several of those in the freezer that that have resulted from other dishes that I've made. So you could use something like that, or as I said, any sauce that you like. Okay, now we're going to cover it back up, put it back into the smoker for half an hour. Okay, and then after half an hour, we're going to turn off the heat and leave it in the smoker for another half an hour. So it's going to be in the smoker for another hour. First half hour with the heat on, second hour, half hour with the heat off. Okay, back into the smoker. Okay, here we go. They are ready to eat. Oh, they are beautiful. Okay, so these are St. Louis style smoked pork spare ribs. You can see photos of the final dish at my Instagram, which is @ChefsApprentice, cook like a pro. Please remember to subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching.